What's up, guys? Metaphor here. I'm just gonna do a commentary over a gameplay that I had a couple of days ago. I'm playing against Insanity, Bjergsen, and Zven. Um, Obviously, those are all like really good players, and we have pretty much nobody like super notable on our team. Pretty sure their top laner is a pro player too. Our support's a pro player, I guess, but yeah. I'm not really gonna talk too much about the gameplay. This is mainly just gonna be like an update video. I obviously made the video talking about my Korea trip, but I kind of wanted to make another update video to talk about how, things are going now that I'm back at NA, because I feel like that is, I don't want to say just as important as the Korea update video, but I do think it's worth, um, worth talking, like kind of like a follow-up, like how does the server feel, all that jazz. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do today. And this is just like a really fun game that I had. I'm sure it's probably spoiled in the thumbnail or something, but yeah, it's a really cool game, completely 1v5'd, and yeah, just a really fun game overall. First things first, I'm going to explain, because I know someone's going to ask me like why I'm doing this, but I'm starting to do machete start on Kha'Zix because, well, I'm doing machete start in games where I'm going to be ganking at 3, because it clears the blue side camps faster, and I essentially just skip my golems and my birds on my first clear, which obviously gets me less experience than somebody who does clear them, but it gets me on the map faster, and I can impact the map in a faster way. That's actually going to lead me into my first thing about, North American jungling and like Korean jungling. There's several parts of my gameplay that I've transferred from Korean solo queue to NA, and coming back to NA, like I really do notice like a lot of people just opt into like full clearing, or they opt into just, I guess, prioritizing farming over just ganking in general, or trying to pressure the map. It's more of like a guaranteed style. And since I've been back in NA, like I really feel like I've just been um, a lot more proactive than pretty much everyone I play against. I've played against, I'm already 800 LP on my main. I had to play on all my accounts because they all decayed, but I'm back to 800 LP on my main. I'm not really grinding super hard right now. I'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah. So I'm 800 LP on my main, and honestly, man, like the way the server is playing out right now for me is really like, I don't know. It's hard to it really is not just an easy answer, but I'm having a very easy time transitioning back into NA. The ping didn't seem like it was that big of a deal. In Korea, I played on 9 ping, and in NA, I'm playing anywhere between 50 and 60 ping. You can see when I'm streaming that's what my ping is like usually. It can go down to 49 sometimes too. But yeah. So the transition back to NA has actually been super smooth. I feel like I'm playing a lot better than uh, pretty much every player in my game most of the time. Like, not just the enemy jungler. Like, I definitely feel like I am, again, more proactive than the enemy jungler, and I feel like I'm outclassing them mechanically in a lot of cases. Obviously, Kha'Zix isn't like super mechanical, so I can't really showcase that here. Um, but I have been streaming frequently, and I just have a pretty high win rate coming back into NA, and actually just playing against the players here. Yeah, so basically to sum that up, I really feel like I'm noticing already an improvement in my play just because of how I'm playing against the players in the server, and the success that I've been having so far. I also haven't been playing much Kayn, Evelynn, or Kha'Zix. I've been playing a little bit of Kha'Zix, but I haven't been playing much Evelynn or Kayn. I think I probably have less than 5 Kayn games since I've been back, if I'm being completely honest. Um, and I don't know. I don't think Kayn's necessarily like super bad right now, but I think I'm kind of burnt out from playing Kayn. Like, I think I played him a lot, and I'm not really having too much fun with him anymore. So, not that I'm not going to play Kayn. Um, I don't think he's really worth my time right now. Unfortunately, Evelynn, I've been playing her a little bit, but still not as much. Like I've been playing a lot of meta junglers. I've been playing Talia. Well, I guess that champ isn't meta, but she's played a lot in Korea. You know, Gragas, Talia, um, Jarvan, Silas, Karthus. You know, stuff like that. Like more stuff that you would see in like Korean solo queue. I've been playing them a lot here. Even though when I was in Korea, you actually, if you were to look at my account or if you were following me during my stream, I actually wasn't playing those champs that much in Korea. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't, like, when you're at a high level of play, you don't necessarily need to play all these champions to understand how to play them. It's more so like, when I play against them in Korea and I see the enemy junglers playing, I can kind of see how they're playing and attribute it to my own gameplay. So even though I was playing a lot of Evelynn and Kayn in Korea, I was learning how to play, heavy style or heavy pressure style on Talia, even though I wasn't playing Talia in that game. Maybe I was playing against a Talia or something, right? So, I know a lot of people would come into my stream channel and be like, why are you just playing these champions? Like, you went to Korea and you're just playing these champions, like, what the heck? You know what I mean? But the thing is like, the way that I learn, like, I can learn by playing against people just as much as I can learn by actually playing the champions. Because I already understand how to play these champions on a mechanical level. Now, I'm not going to be perfect on them, but I do understand what they are capable of doing. I just don't know when I should be doing certain things, which is stuff that I learned while playing in Korea. So I was able to basically pick up on the habits of what my enemies were doing. Certain gank timings, certain early pathing and stuff like that. I learned a lot of stuff like that in Korea, and a lot of, when to buy certain items. I know it's going to sound really troll, but like, let's just give you guys an example so I can tell you. Like, on my first recall, what a lot of people in Korea do that they don't do in NA is you'll see how Elise bought her Stalker's Blade, but I bought a Hunter's Talisman and a Longsword. This is, like, actually better than buying a Stalker's Blade most of the time, because it gives you clearing and it gives you dueling potential. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously Red Smite gives you good dueling potential, but that's only when the Smite's up. But buying the Talisman and then buying a Longsword gives you a good mixture of everything. And I've noticed that they don't really do it much in NA, but on a lot of junglers that utilize the Talisman and the Machete, instead of just buying the Smite item early on, buying the one that you don't have, and then buying, an Amp Tome or a Talisman, or an Amp Tome or a Longsword, or maybe even boots if you don't have enough money, that's actually a lot better than buying the Smite item in most cases. And if you check my OPGGs, you'll notice that I've been doing that in most of my games. And I feel like I just have a combat advantage over my enemy. And yeah, so that's like an example of item buying that I learned in Korea that I didn't really know when I was playing in NA, just smashing my head against my enemies every game. Yeah, I mean, there's also a problem, like, as a player that I have individually, where I wouldn't really know what's good and what's bad. And in Korea, going into Korea, I didn't know what was good and what was bad. But now I get to see, like, okay, what were LCK players complaining about in my games? With pings and stuff like that. Obviously, I can't read what they're typing because they're typing in Korean. Versus, like, what do my teammates in NA complain about? Like, how do those things contrast? And, like, what should I be ignoring and what should I be paying attention to? And it's really intriguing, like, how, like, people in NA just do not ping their lanes. They don't ping to gank their lanes. They kind of just play, and they don't really, like, try to win. Not in terms of, like, they want to lose, but in Korea, everyone is trying to win the game through themselves. Whereas in NA, I feel like a lot of time, and don't get me wrong, there's games where this isn't the case, but from the majority, like, I've played a couple hundred, maybe not a couple hundred. I've been back in NA for 19 days now. I've probably played over 100 games since I've been back. I'm not actually sure the real amount, but people in NA they just really don't try to win through themselves. They just basically play the game, and whatever happens, happens. But in NA, people are very aggressive with like pinging and all that jazz, and it's just something that you don't really realize in NA compared to Korea. And what I was talking about before with how they behaved like differently and stuff like that, and how paying attention to like, oh god, that hook was awful. Paying attention to like what people are saying, what people are doing, and how I behave differently now. Like when people ping for plays now, like I'm way more suited into knowing like what I can do and what I can't do. Whereas in Korea, sorry, I was kind of rambling there, but now I remember what I was trying to say. When I was in Korea, and even before I went to Korea when I was in NA, there would be a lot of times where my teammates would ping me for a play, and I wouldn't know the outcome of the play, so I would just listen to them, thinking that if they're telling me to do the play, then they have some sort of knowledge that I don't have, and I'm just going to by default trust them. And now it's like, when someone pings me for a play, I know what to look for when I look at that lane, whether it be lane positioning, items, stuff like that, state of the map, etc, 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 checking where the next wave is, if it's going to be diveable, all that stuff. Whereas like I may not have gotten all that information when looking at a lane before, and since the lanes were being so aggressively pinged in Korea, I basically had to force myself to like understand what the fuck people were trying to get me to do, because I just straight up didn't know. Like, what are, like, why are these guys pinging me so much, and like what can I do about it? Like how like, this is what I'm talking about in Korea. Like, how can I be getting pinged so much and I don't know what the fuck they want me to do? But after playing so many games, you know, and relearning like kind of how to play their way, it really allowed me to basically just learn how to read information better. And when people are telling me what to do, like, I can understand why they're telling me what to do instead of just following it for the sake of following it, which is what I was doing before. Yeah, I think in general, you know, my early game skills have improved a lot. I would say my early game jungling before was one of my weak points. I wasn't really too confident in my early game pathing and stuff like that, but now I feel like I have a very good idea of what to play, and I feel like my target selection and stuff like that in team fights, and just my general like team fight like ability has went up quite a lot. So, yeah. And these are the reason why I didn't really talk about this stuff on my video coming back to NA, is because I hadn't played enough games yet in NA, or I hadn't even played yet in NA, and I wasn't able to basically say like, you know, these things are different, you know, because it might be a one-off game, stuff like that. Like, I don't know if like this is gonna happen every game, but now I've played enough. I've also been playing in scrims with a team that I'm playing with for scouting rounds. If you don't know what scouting grounds is or how that's working, I would just advise you to Google, you know, like Riot scouting grounds, and then you can read about it. Basically, I'm playing with like a team right now, and we're qualifying to get into something hosted by Riot, where you can essentially get noticed by professional players. I went to it last year, and I made a commentary on my channel talking about it. So if you guys want to check that out, then go ahead and check that out. It's basically the same style format of the one that I just did, the Korea trip, the VOD, or the vlog, I guess. Yeah. So, I've been scrimming against, you know, some of the better upcoming players in NA. You know, a bunch of challenger junglers, people who are, you know, 1,000 LP plus junglers, stuff like that, playing against basically the best competition you can have in NA, and playing them in like a coordinated environment, and I really feel like I'm way better than they are. And that's something that like maybe before going to Korea, or before, like, you know, I guess before I thought I was as good as I am right now. I don't think I'm like insane right now, but I feel like with the people that I've surrounded myself with in terms of like my competition in North America, I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now to actually actually be good at the game, because I basically just spent 2 months in a place where I was not the best. I was not nearly as good as the people I was playing with and against, and I basically had to learn just by watching them play and watching them shit on me. Watching me shit on them and how I actually shit on them sometimes, and learning how to press the advantages that I was creating myself. So, but I feel like coming back to NA and playing against the top talent in the server and playing against the people who maybe I struggled against in the past, like I feel like that just doesn't really exist anymore. And I don't really have troubles playing against anybody right now. There's pretty much when I'm playing well right now, I really don't feel like in terms of solo queue junglers, and even a lot of the pro junglers I've played against the solo queue, I don't really have any problems facing anybody right now. And I just feel really confident with my own play right now. And I've always been like a confident person in terms of like how I play. But right now I feel like right now more than ever in like my turn in terms of like how I play League, I feel very confident in myself and how I play the game. Yeah, I mean that's basically that for that. Yeah, I just think I got a new outlook on the game basically from playing in Korea, and playing against people who are better than me just really helped me, I think. Again, this is something that I was really excited for. I think I talked about it on stream a couple times. I know the people. I talked about it with the people that I met in Korea. I was really excited to go back to NA, not because like I don't like the solo queue in Korea, but because I wanted to see like how I would transition back home. Like would I be able to transition like would I feel stronger back at home compared to like how I was before and like how I'm feeling in Korea? Because it's really hard to say like, oh, when I go back in NA, like I'm gonna be way better without actually going back to NA and actually being better, right? Like you can say whatever you want while you're in Korea, but now that I'm actually back home, it's nice to actually see and notice improvement in my gameplay, and it makes me a lot more confident. Because before I came home, I was like, oh, dude, I can't wait to go back home and shit on kids and stuff like that. But deep down, I didn't actually know if I was actually getting better in Korea, and if I was really absorbing all the information that I thought that I could be, or whatever. Because a lot of the things when you reach a high level of gameplay in League, or any like competitive game, when you're at the highest level, the getting better at the game is more and more minuscule, right? And it's harder to tell when you're actually getting better, especially because like League in general is like, you can get results in League that do not show like actual skill due to factors that are out of your control, and it's very unique in that aspect because it's just a team game. But I'm happy to say that I was confident coming back home, and in my opinion, I think I'm playing really well back in NA, and yeah, I think I'm playing well back in NA. I've qualified for the top 16 for Scouting Grounds, and if we get to the top 8, I think it's in a couple weeks, there's a tournament. If we get in the top 8, then we get flown to LA for a LAN tournament, and if we get the top 2, then our team gets to go to Scouting Grounds, and I get to play there again, and hopefully get on a pro team. I apologize for not having too much YouTube content lately. A lot of the reason why is because in Korea I wasn't streaming all the time. I mean, I streamed a ton of games in Korea, but the issue is like, I don't really upload videos because my VODs get muted on Twitch. I could be doing more commentaries, but honestly I've just been kind of lazy, and YouTube isn't really my #1 priority. Getting better at the game and trying to play professionally is my #1 priority. Like, it takes priority over my stream, stuff like that. I know it sounds kind of weird that someone who's making YouTube videos is telling you that he doesn't really care about making YouTube videos, but I know there are some people, even though I don't get a ton of views on my videos and I don't have like a ton of subs, I know there's some people who genuinely do enjoy watching my gameplay or maybe some of my commentaries and stuff like that. And I just wanted to like update those people and let you guys know that, you know, I'm focusing on what's best for me and what I want. If I really, really wanted to, I could just play unranked or challenger and basically abuse algorithms to honestly just skyrocket my channel and basically suck as much money out of it as possible. Um, that's the easy way to do it, but I don't want to do that. Not because like I think it's not respectable to do it, but I just have different aspirations. Like, you know, there's YouTubers who, you know, make livings off that, and don't get me wrong, my YouTube videos do have clickbait stuff in them. I totally understand that, but I'm just letting you know that I could like it can be exploited a bit harder than that, and that's just not really what I really want to do. Like I really want to play professionally. I think as it stands right now, I'm better than the upcoming players in NA, and yeah, I'm really confident that I can actually play professionally and do extremely well. So um, hopefully by next spring I'm on an academy team, and yeah, until then I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep streaming. I'm gonna, you know, try to make some videos, maybe do some more commentaries, and most of all, keep streaming. Gonna try to qualify for scouting grounds, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I can really say on that. I apologize. I know this is like a pretty sick Kha'Zix game. Maybe it seems a little bit boring because I've just been talking the whole time, but I'm playing against some pretty fucking good players, and this is kind of a 1v9. So there's also a really really dope play coming up. But yeah, I mean hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary. I know I didn't talk about the game, but I didn't really know how to make a video like this without just talking over gameplay, so hopefully you guys aren't too upset about that, but yeah, this is the sick play coming up. Yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind too much. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to be it for me. I'm going to head out and watch some Netflix or something, because I'm super burnt out. Have not had a day off since I've been back from Korea. Didn't even take a day off when I came back from Korea because of the scouting ground shit. I've just been going super fucking hard for the last like 2.5 months. So, you know, I'm going to take a day or two off because we just qualified. So, looks like the game is over now. Yeah, going to take a couple days off, I think. Maybe not stream or something like that. I'm just going to go chill. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys really want more commentaries, I mean, let me know. Like, what do you guys actually prefer? If anyone's still here on the video, do you guys enjoy commentaries? Do you just enjoy ripped VODs? I'm assuming you guys probably don't really like the ripped VODs, but I know you guys like to watch. I know you guys will watch them, but do you guys prefer when I just straight up talk, or what's going on? Because I mean, doing commentaries is definitely possible. I've just been pretty lazy on it, but you know, if people really want them, then I could definitely do them. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section, and hopefully, you know, some of you guys wanted to hear this stuff, because I felt like this was a necessary video to make. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you when I see you. Peace.